Hello guys. Welcome back again to my channel. This is Redmond Cars, and today I would like to do a simple video to demonstrate how to create a simple nav bar with drop-down menu items. So let's get started, guys. Okay, you can start by using any code editor that you prefer based on your preference, but as for me, currently I'm using VS Code, but it's not a must to use VS Code. You can use whichever editor that you prefer, and you can just follow along with this small tutorial. Okay, let's go ahead. First, I will create an index HTML file. Then I'm going to create another styles. I'll call it styles.css file. So now I have two files here with me, and yeah, can get started. So I'll use a keyboard shortcut to generate for me an HTML boilerplate. That is Shift and 1. If you're using Windows or whichever operating system that you're using, just Shift and the exclamation mark. Then you press Enter. All right. So we already have the boiler template. Now let's begin by writing some code. Okay, so I will start with the basic, following the semantic HTML rules. So I will start with the word nav, press enter. Then after nav, we go to UL. Inside the UL is the parent container that will contain all the list items of the navigation items. So we can add one li. Well, as you can see, I've used a shortcut that is I've pressed li, then greater than sign, and then a. So when you press enter, it just completes for you the entire string. So I'll just put a hash because the links are directing to nowhere. So the first one I call it home. The second one I'll call it about. Let's add some more because we also need to add some drop-down menu items. So a third one, I'll call this one products. Okay. Products. Then let me rearrange this because we want to have a drop-down menu item inside the products because we want a list of products within the products menu item. So what I'll do below the A tag, we'll just add another UL. Then inside the UL, we are going to add a list item with link. Then we call this product one, but you can call it anything. Product one. Then maybe I just duplicate this to make things simple. Yeah, then this product 2 and this product 3. And then we can add one more outside the the products. So this is actually a fourth parent navigation item, because the first one is home, the second is about, the third is products. Now we are adding the fourth one, which is going to be contacts. Contacts, contact us, whichever you want to call it. Okay, so this is actually just a basic HTML layout. So let's preview on the browser, we see how it looks. Before we proceed any further, at least we have a look at it. All right, so at the moment, this is our template, our HTML layout. It looks like this because we haven't applied any styles to it. So let's now start to write some basic CSS to give it some nice look. All right, so before we start writing any CSS, let's first link the HTML page to the CSS file. To do that, you just simply write link press enter. This is the best thing about using VS Code, because once you just type link and press enter, it gives you a complete string. So what are we linking this HTML template to? We are linking it to styles.css. So we write within the href tag, we write styles.css. As you can see, it has already completed. So if I click here, then that's it. We save it, then we go to style.css, and we can give it a test by writing simple CSS, maybe body, apply some background color to the body. Background color, let's say red, and just to see if our HTML is linked to the CSS successfully. Voila. So all right, so things are actually looking great at the moment. All right, so we don't need to add any bug, so I'll remove this. What we need to target is first the nav, because this is the parent container containing all the navigation items. So first we need to target that, right nav. Then I give it a background color of blackish, charcoal gray, charcoal black, charcoal gray. That is hash 333. Let's save it and see. All right. Another thing, let's sorry. We can now target the second element within the nav, which is the UL. So we can say UL. No, we need to apply. We can use two ways to actually do this. We can first use the, what is it called, the, all right guys, I'm running out of words here, but what I actually needed to say is that we can use some classes, then we target the classes within the CSS. What I was trying to say is, like, we can do this, and then maybe we can say, since this is the unordered list, UL stands for unordered list, we can call it list items. And then when we come to the CSS, we can just target list items. And remember guys, since this is a class, you need to start with a dot in the CSS file. Otherwise, if you remove the dot, then CSS will not understand what you are trying to refer to. So use a dot, then we can continue. We can say list style. Let's set it to none. Then we can give a margin of 0, a padding of 0, and let's say display of flex. All right, so flex simply means that we want to align all the child components within the list, within the UL. We want to align them horizontally, side by side. So let's see. All right, so as you can see, they're not looking good still, but we have achieved the objective of aligning them side by side, because the product 1, 2, and 3, they are just drop down menu of the products. So let's now continue with this. Next we can target the LIs, the list items. So to do this, we can use the CSS rule, which is called rule of specificity. If I'm not, let me Google you for you guys. CSS rule of specificity. All right, so I was correct. So let's understand what the rule of specificity actually means. So in W3 schools, it says if there are two or more CSS rules that point to the same element, the selector with the highest specificity value will win, and its styles declaration will be applied to that HTML element. So, and here we are given an example. We have a paragraph color red. All right. And here we have dot text color green, p color red. All right, so let's see how to apply that concept in our project, the role of specificity. So since we want to target the LI within the UL, we can do it in two ways. We can either write UL space LI, or alternatively, since we have already given the UL class, which is called list items, so we can just target list items space li. This is the number one rule of using the rule of specificity in CSS. Or alternatively, the third way we can do is to give all the classes, the li classes, we can give them their own special classes, maybe li class, and say, let's say, list item. Since this one is plural, list items, the item itself can be in singular, list item. So, but for now, let's remove the class and let's just do it using the rule of specificity. So let's target the LIs and we can give it a flex of 1. Let's see how this looks. All right, so you can see how they are split. They actually placed equally distributed. Okay, what next? We can target the nav, the the anchor tags. So how do we do that? We can simply say nav a, because we want to target all the anchor tags within the nav element. So we can say, let's give it a color of white, maybe white, FFF, display of block, padding, let's say 12 pixels, text decoration, let's say none. Okay, things are now starting to look, things are coming. Okay, so let's see what else we can add in our CSS. Let's give it a little style on our nav items. When you hover over an item, at least there should be some form of interactivity. Either we can change the background color of the nav item or the text color. So let's see. So let's target nav a hover. Background color. Let's give it 555. 555. And let's see how it looks like. Okay. So maybe we can do what we can align the links at the center. So let's say text align center. Yeah, this is much better. This is much better. Okay, so what next? Let's say we can add when a user clicks on a particular item. Let's say if the home button, the home link is the active one, then it should show the background color. So we can do that by adding one simple line, just add a comma, and then we can say nav a colon active. So these are pseudo classes. The colon or anything following the colon is a pseudo class. So yeah, let's see. All right, so nothing will happen because we haven't added any active class in our HTML. So if we add here a class and we say active, nothing happened. All right, we'll come back to that later. So let's go ahead. Now, so what we need to do now is target the UL, within the UL, which is the drop-down menu within the product. And we can give it a display of none because we don't want it to be visible. We want it only to be visible when a user hovers or clicks on the products. So then we can say nav ul li over. So what this actually means is let's see, the nav ul li, we are actually applying the rule of specificity here, guys. So we start with the nav, which is the outermost element, this one. Then we go to the ul, which is this one. Then we go to the li, which contains the drop down menu. In this case, it is this one, the third li. Then we are applying the pseudo class hover. So when we hover over the third li, what will happen? We want to target the ul. That is why you write the greater than sign, then the ul. Then what do we want to do? We want to display the drop down menu. So we just write display block, and then we can give it a positioning, maybe absolute, and let's see how this looks. So guys, voila. But something is not right because we have not yet given it any background color. So we can say the nav ul, we can give it a background color. We can say let's say 444. We can give color, make the color. All right, let's first see how it looks. But we see in this one we have the bullet points which do not look good, so we need to remove those. So what we can do, we can say the list style. List, is it list style or list style type? Okay, list style, no, list style type, let's say none, because you don't want the bullet points to show. Okay, so you can see the bullets are not there. And then we can align the text center, text align center. Didn't work. So let's fix that. Nav ul. So we can say nav li text align center. Okay, let's give it a width of 200 pixels. Let's see how that looks. Almost there. Uh, 300. Almost there. Let's say 320 pixels. No, 310. Yeah. So guys, as you can see, we have already achieved our objective for this tutorial. So you can continue to add some more stuff to test your skills and run. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys later in my next video.